For the latest in strategic affairs, subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the bell icon for updates.
Hello and welcome to StratNews Global. 2 years after the Indian government abrogated Article 370 and created two union territories of Ladakh and Jammu and Kashmir from the erstwhile United States of Jammu and Kashmir, there has been very little assessment of how things have panned out in these past 27 or 28 months. That's the topic of this week's Simply Nitin. I'm Nitin Gokhale. Two years plus is a reasonable time to assess the impact of the Indian government's move to abrogate or dilute Article 370, which gave special powers to the erstwhile state of Jammu and Kashmir and kept the entire state, which used to comprise of the Jammu region, the Kashmir Valley and the Ladakh region when it became a state of the Indian Union in 1947. Since August 5, 2019, the situation has changed. Today, there are two union territories. One is, of course, Jammu and Kashmir, and the other is Ladakh. And it is reasonable to expect that a lot of changes have happened because the government took this unprecedented and unheard of step to downgrade the state into two union territories. So it is no wonder that Home Minister Amit Shah, who was the architect of this move along with Prime Minister Narendra Modi to change the entire complexion of the status of Jammu and Kashmir, went to Jammu and Kashmir for a 3-day trip almost 27 months after the August 5, 2019 declaration of the changes that were brought in by the government. What were the outcomes of his visit? Most people know it. Critics have called Mr. Shah's visit as an eyewash or an exercise in optics and meant only to further the BJP's agenda. Supporters of BJP have said that it was one of the most significant visits. In fact, somebody has said it a historic visit, and have gone gaga about what the Home Minister did in Jammu and Kashmir. The fact is, Mr. Shah's visit was overdue to Jammu and Kashmir as Home Minister. That he could not go there for all these months is a reflection of the extraordinary times that we have passed through because of the COVID-19 situation, rather than his reluctance to go there. Moreover, in my assessment, I think the Home Minister did not want to go and micromanage things on the ground when the drastic change was brought in and people, administration and political parties were in a shock. So, his visit in the last week of October was a good opportunity to do stock taking about what has changed in Jammu and Kashmir and what has not. So clearly, just before his visit, there was a spurt in violence, there was a spurt in killings of minorities, Hindus, Sikhs and daily wage earners who were from outside the state, aimed at disrupting perhaps his visit and also showing to the world, the international community, that Jammu and Kashmir is still not normal. But that notwithstanding, I think many parameters have changed in Jammu and Kashmir. Tourist inflow has increased manifold. The helicopter policy that has been adopted or declared by the government to have helipads in each district to facilitate quick transportation or at least for tourist transportation has been approved. An IIT has come up in Jammu. Mr. Shah also went to the Lethpura camp of the CRPF, the Central Reserve Police Force, near Pulwama, where the horrific attack in February 2019 had killed more than 40 CRPF Jawans, which led to the Balakot strike against Pakistan. He in fact stayed at the CRPF camp, something that normally Home Ministers don't do. It was symbolic, but it was an important symbolic gesture for the toiling Jawans and security forces who hold the security situation together in Jammu and Kashmir. He also went to the BSF post, the border outpost, to take personal stock of how the situation is. But more than anything else, I think his connect or his outreach to the youth of Jammu and Kashmir was important, because ultimately all the old political parties have got discredited in Jammu and Kashmir, and his virtual conference or video conference with nearly 50,000 youths across the Union Territory was the highlight of the visit. There he told them very clearly that I am willing to talk to you and to your people, but not to Pakistan. I think there were multiple messages in the kind of visit, kind of engagements, and the kind of promises or declarations that the Home Minister made in Jammu and Kashmir. So, all in all, I would think that Jammu and Kashmir is on a path or a trajectory of further development, faster development, which is bereft of inequality. When I say bereft of inequality, it is actually treating Hindus and Muslims equal in Jammu and Kashmir, which was not the case before J&K became a union territory. So we can get into the semantics of it, or we don't want to get into the semantics of it. The fact is, after the abrogation of Article 370, the ease of living in Jammu and Kashmir, the tourist inflows, the development, the industrial activity, jobs creation, all of that has improved. And it's going to take some time, of course, to catch up with the rest of India. But more than Jammu and Kashmir, my personal interaction in Ladakh over the past 1 year or so convinces me that if not Jammu and Kashmir alone, Ladakh at least deserved to be a separate union territory for various reasons. The kind of development pace that has been set by the Union Territory administration of Ladakh in the past 2 years, ever since it came into being in the last week of October, after the abrogation of Article 370, is tremendous. Of course, Ladakh is a tourist paradise. It is fragile ecosystem, and it needs to be preserved. The environment and the tourist ecosystem needs to be balanced. And yet, the attraction of Ladakh is so much that in the tourist season this year, in 2021, 7 lakh tourists visited Ladakh, going across that vast union territory, which is so far an untouched natural beauty, brutal, inhospitable, and yet a stark, beautiful landscape that attracts many tourists from abroad as well as from India. But this year, locals tell me when I went there, is that more and more Indians are discovering Ladakh because international travel was not possible, and therefore many people came there. Either they came on bikes, they came in groups, or they went and camped in distant areas. That's not the only change that has come in, the tourist increase in tourist inflow in Ladakh. What has changed is that decision making now is done in Leh, the capital of Ladakh, instead of being done from Srinagar. That has brought in tremendous change in the attitude of the people as well as the administrators. And some of the things that have changed, the budget for Ladakh Union Territory annually is now 6,000 crores annually. For a small population, that's a big budget. Someone high up in the administration was telling me that this year alone, road contractors in Ladakh have been paid nearly 800 crore rupees amongst the road contractors, who number not more than about 300 people. Imagine the kind of money that has flowed into Ladakh. Similarly, the Changthang packet for eastern Ladakh areas, especially down south from Neoma downwards towards Demchok and Chumur, is worth about 600 crores, which has meant that the neglected areas of eastern Ladakh, especially in southeastern Ladakh, have now got a new boost for development. So people are not going to vacate those villages and come somewhere else, which was about to happen if all this had not happened. One simple thing which was not available in Ladakh so far was connectivity, telecom connectivity. The roads were good, but telecom connectivity was poor. The administration has put up 50 new telecom towers, which increases the connectivity on telephone. In fact, for someone like me who's been traveling to Ladakh since 1999, this came as such a surprise that even in the remotest of villages between, say, Batalik and Kargil, when I was traveling on that road just about 10 days ago, the telephone connectivity was tremendous. I could actually upload videos from there of the unseasonal snowfall, heavy snowfall, which you can see on this video, where we were traveling from Kargil to Leh to Kargil, and then the road in between. But that's not the only thing. In fact, a 7,500 megawatt solar project, or a solar project which includes geothermal solar energy project, is coming up, which is supposed to be the country's largest such project. There is the air connectivity is being improved. Apart from the improvement of the Leh airport, there are going to be 4 airstrips in the 4 corners of the Ladakh Union Territory, and 37 new helipads have come up in the remote corners of Ladakh, which means high-end tourists who want to take either a helicopter or a fixed-wing small aircraft to places like Nubra Valley or Hanle, or go to Kargil or to Biama or Batalik, can actually do this in the next 2 years. Pashmina, which is grown or which is available in Ladakh, because the Pashmina goats are reared in large numbers in Ladakh, is now going to get an outlet directly to the market, not going through the agents in Jammu and Kashmir or agents in Srinagar. Apricot and apple crop in places like Kargil, Biama and Kumathang used to go waste, nearly 60% of that crop. But today, the administration has made arrangements that the growers, apple growers, apricot growers, get ready-made market through a proper system that has been put into place. For a population of 3 lakh people in Ladakh, this is a big jump in terms of development, in terms of prosperity, and in terms of looking forward to better life. That is what has happened after the abrogation of Article 370 done by the Modi government in August 2019. There will be critics, there will be shortcomings, there will be corruption, there will be issues with road connectivity, telecom connectivity in the short run. But over a long horizon, both Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh are going to benefit because of what has been done, the changes that have been brought in constitutionally. The political process may take some time to get back to normal, but all other parameters, all other aspects of development, of looking after the people, health facilities, prosperity for them, and connectivity to the rest of India has improved. There's no doubt about it as far as Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh is concerned. I just wanted to flag these developments. This is not enough in a 10-minute program to say all this, what has happened, what has changed, what has not changed. But do go and check it out yourself, either in Jammu and Kashmir or in Ladakh, and then you will know the kind of changes that have been brought in, or the kind of facilities that are available to others going into these areas. That's all I have this week. You know where to reach us. Send us feedback. It's valuable to us. Tell your friends and family, and do subscribe to our YouTube channel. And of course, follow us on our social media handles, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. And of course, help us if you can financially, and show us your support for a channel like ours, which brings you a different perspective on national security, national development, and of course, international relations and foreign policy. That's all I have this week. Until the next time, it's goodbye.